movies. Now, who doesn't love a good movie or TV series? E.g., 300, Gladiator, High School Musical, Harry Potter. Imagination really comes to life. So, who brings all of the creative ideas? Who's responsible for props on set? How does sound get recorded? Who gets to shout, action? And how many people actually work on sets? The film and television industry is one of the most diverse industries in the world. Now, not everybody wants the fame and the fortune, the glitz and the glamour of the Hollywood red carpet. So there's so many successful opportunities for you even behind the camera. Now, we all know that film school could be a little bit expensive, but relax, don't worry about that. You don't necessarily need a diploma or a degree because there's so much practical and hands-on experience that you could literally rise up through the ranks by just making coffee for somebody in a really high position. Jazz jokes. Now guys, whether you want to be a runner, a writer, a special effects artist, you want to write music, you want to be a producer, a director, an animal wrangler, a makeup artist, there is space for you.
Gentlemen, cell phones off, please. And let's roll sound.
I'm the lucky sound man.
Rolling cameras and action, action.
Working in the art department is very creative. That's what I like most. And I love creative stuff.
Every single pantry is always different. We build from absolutely nothing to I think, quite an exceptional supermarket in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, Tippy, the convoy, you can head back to base camp there. Thank you everyone for a lucky little afternoon of shooting. I really enjoyed that. Once the heli's down, it's a wrap.
So we're on the set of one of South Africa's most popular soapies called St. Worcester. And of course, we're giving you the behind-the-scenes VIP experience about what backstage is like. Enjoy. So I've been watching you on set all day. You are quite the boss lady. Tell us exactly what you do on set.
First off, my position, as we call it here, is a floor manager. It's an assistant director. I manage cameras, crew, cast, sound, everything that you can think of happening in studio.
So Ross, tell me how you started out in this industry.
I studied at Actor University for 1 year. Soon after that, I worked as an intern for 6 months, and then I got called to work at St. Worcester as a cable basher, and then worked my way up to camera operator after that.
So Marcel, tell me a little bit about what your responsibilities are right here at St. Worcester.
So ek is een van die storyontwikkelaars, 'n storyliner. En my werk behels om elke week met nuwe episodes en tonele vorendag te kom wat die stories vertel. Ek dink die twee belangrikste goed vir my is om regtig aan te hou lees en om aan te hou kyk, want dit is tog waar dis die medium waarna ons werk. Ja.
Well, a director's job is to take the written word and make visual pictures out of it.
Daai is serious sci-fi stuff. My bloed is uitgepomp, deur 'n masjien gestoot en ek kry dit terug, hè? Sonder die stemcelle. Kwyne.
It took me quite a while to become a director, but it's not easy. Not everybody can become a director. It's a fascinating job, and you meet so many people. I absolutely love it.
It's just my job to make sure that everybody knows where they should be, when they should be there, and that I manage my team accordingly so that they also know what their responsibilities are. And being able to solve problems on a whim quickly is one of the biggest traits I think any production manager should have.
I used to be a designer, studied fashion design at CPT, loved fashion for the longest time.
What kind of skills would you need to have if you want to be in this industry?
In my position as a wardrobe assistant, I do a lot of sewing alterations, making things as well, designing for characters when they have specifics that they need. So it's just always been a passion for me.
In high school already, what should you be looking out for if you want to get into this line of work?
If you'd really like to be in this kind of work, it would be a big advantage to be good with your hands. Also, art class, just to have that creative mind, and yeah, that's about it.
Tell us, what's the lowdown on your job?
Well, basically, I'm a boom operator, and we are the ears, the sound on the floor. You need a lot of alertness. You also need a form of good core strength. and you just need to be very aware. It also helps if you have studied and you are aware of sound and sound quality and mic positions, mic polar patterns.
We've gone behind the scenes. Now let's find out what else goes down in the film industry. What a jam! What a jam! Testing 1 2 1 2. Guys, sound is so cool. Now, never underestimate a sound guy because on set, he is the ears. Now, once the commercial or the film gets to the post-production suite, it literally comes to life. Because guess what? Moving pictures without any sound is totes like awkward. So we're hanging out with Barry at Audio One at the Refinery, Cape Town. Now, Barry, we all know that sound has the ability to manipulate our moods and our feelings. So please tell us a little bit about what sound design is all about.
Great, so what I'd like to show you, I've got a movie here called Keeping Up with the Canada Sammies.
Don't be ridiculous, Mom. Our bodies wear the saris in completely different styles. Yeah, one is curves and the other one is cold and long with no shape.
When we get it from the editors, it will just have dialogue, and I can play you a little bit. It'll just be a very basic scene, people talking.
Christian! Preggy, come this side.
What we will start to add slowly all the atmospheres, I'll play you the same scene now. So we've got the dialogue.
Preggy, come this side.
We've got sound effects, people talking, Foley. You can hear the footsteps now, which we will show you how to record. And there's some background music as well.
Nice. Come, sit by us.
So there's just the music, just the Foleys, some sound effects, and the dialogue.
I'm old.
Wow, guys, that's super cool. Wow, guys, so I'm totally convinced that there are no limitations in the film and television industry because, guys, there are so many different directions that you could actually go into. I'm hanging out with Charles, and he is a Foley artist, aka a sound actor. Now, what kind of personality would you say you need to have to be a Foley artist? Because I see you like stomping the yard.
Well, you need to be able to think out of the box. You know, a lot of what you hear isn't often as it appears to be. An example would be the sound of a bird flapping its wings. What I did to do that was actually use this small umbrella to create the sound of its wings. Moving the prop around in front of the microphone sort of has that effect. Yeah, so it sounds quite similar. Do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, so I think let's get creative. What can we do? Let's recreate some sounds.
Here we have two plungers that we use to recreate the sound of donkey and horse feet.
How did I do?
Oh, pretty good, hey? Not bad.
Yay! High five! Getting it right. Okay, so give us someone running in the woods away from a serial killer. Breaking window sounds. Oh my goodness, don't point that thing at me.
So yeah, guys, we use this to recreate sort of the handling of the weapons, of guns mostly. And this is clothing.
And that's a wrap on sound. Let's take a walk through what it's like to work in props. If you think of any movie set, everything that the actor holds, uses, or sits on is considered as a prop. Now, sets usually start out like a blank canvas, and props like tables and chairs, lights, carpets, bookshelves get used to create a very realistic set. There's so many sets out there, from hospitals to schools, churches, airports, and train stations. All the props you find in them get sourced in a warehouse just like this, and they all get to match a theme. I'm about to speak to the expert, and his name is Mikey. What exactly is a props master?
It's somebody who finds things to put into a movie set, really. You get a brief and you go out and you get the stuff and you get it to set. You've got to be able to do everything a little bit. I think that's what's important, jack of all trades. If you're good at drawing, you'll do set drawings. You know, if you're good at building things, you'll build things. There's so many varieties of things to do that you'll find your niche.
If you have a wild imagination, are artistic, creative, or inventive, special effects makeup is where you might land up.
The art industry does not have to be tough. I mean, we've all heard about the struggling artists that have died poor. Do not worry, do not fear. The film and television industry is not all doom and gloom. Today we get to check out a super cool, amazing art form that allows you to paint and transform beauty to beasts, ordinary people to monsters and aliens, and create crazy animals that howl and chase you in the jungle at night. I'm talking about special effects. Wow, I'm really excited. I'm about to get a wound today, all about SFX, and Sean, you're going to be doing it. What kind of wound am I getting?
I'm looking at more of a kind of a shrapnel kind of infected wound. Yeah, something quite nasty.
Ew, nasty. How long have you been doing this for, Sean?
Including my studies, I've been doing it for about 12 years.
Nice. What's the highlight of your career?
There's been a load of really cool projects. We just finished a bit of work on Dark Tower and Deep Blue Sea. So both of those we made prosthetics for, and we built a 4.5 meter long bull shark.
What skills would you say are needed in this industry?
Firstly, you need a really good art background. So you need to be able to sculpt, airbrush, paint. And then obviously you'll learn mold making, etc.
Being a problem solver and a lateral thinker is very important.
You need to get your hands dirty. Fiberglass and all the chemicals we use, and it's just, there's a lot of dangerous stuff.
Everything's a first, so you've got to kind of experiment a lot.
Now, what would you say if I'm in high school, subjects I should start focusing on if I want to get into SFX?
Art is number one, and maths and science.
Maths and science?
Number two, yeah.
Okay, cool.
There are a lot of calculations you need to do to be able to mix up the chemicals.
Now, talking about diplomas and degrees in studying, is it absolutely necessary to have one to work in SFX?
Yes. Once you got your art degree or whatever, and you come to us and we teach you as we go. I'd say any kids at school, get onto your art as quick as you can.
Nasty. It's nasty.
3, 2, 1.
Now, there's definitely a space for you in the film industry if you love animals. Now, I'm talking anything from domestic animals like cats, dogs, horses, and chickens to even cheetahs or lions, hyenas, bears, all of those crazy animals. Now, we've all seen movies like Marley and Me, Dolphin Tale 2, Free Willy. Remember that time Leonardo was actually wrestled by the bear in The Revenant? Well, on all of these movie sets, all the animals are managed by what we call an animal wrangler. Now, you can't really train spiders, can you?
Okay guys, we are in a lion's den, and that is Moby right about now. We're with an animal wrangler. How crazy is this?
Well, guys, I'm hanging out with Luke Cornell and our special guest, our VIP for the day. We've got Rocket. Now I want to find out from you, what exactly is an animal wrangler? And could you briefly describe what you do?
The bottom line is we the people who, when you see any animal on set doing something, we the guys who bring it and make it do that thing. I've been doing this for 30 years. You need to be dedicated and passionate.
What are some of the challenges that you faced working in this industry?
Well, the first one obviously is financial. There's no guarantee there's going to be consistent animal work. You need to maintain your animals 365 days of the year. There's a huge romantic thing about the film industry. It's not real. We work really hard for X amount of months in the year, and then you need to sustain yourself financially through the months that you don't work. It's not a full-time movie job, but it's a full-time job, 7 days a week.
So how do you actually get animals to obey and do all those tricks that we see on movies?
Generally speaking, you've got to establish a relationship with your animal first. If the animal doesn't trust you, it's not going to work for you. You basically can't hurt your animal to make it do something. The fact that I own the majority of the animals I work with obviously helps a lot.
What are some of your favorite films that you've worked on with your animals?
Well, I Dreamed of Africa that we shot in Shishlui was quite amazing. I had 300 venomous snakes on that. I had vultures, I had lions, I had a pack of dogs, horses. Then Racing Stripes was obviously quite interesting. We worked with wranglers from all over the world.
Now, what are some of the skills that you would need to be in this industry? Do you need a veterinary science degree?
No, the thing about animals is they either like you or they don't. And your understanding of them is even more important.
And where does one actually get training?
In South Africa, basically, you start at the bottom. You apprentice yourself to a licensed trainer.
Now, tell me about the wild animals that you guys have here.
Well, we've got lion, cheetah, caracal, hyena, ostriches, zebras, baboons, buffalo, fallow deer, raccoons, leghorns, snakes, monkeys, meerkats, tarantulas. We've got quite a variety, yeah.
Have you ever had a scary experience or a fearful experience?
Both my male lions, around the age of 3, had a moment where they'd like to kill me. And we got through that, and now we're fine.
Oh my goodness. Do you even know what an urban farmer does? Well, in our next episode, we get to go into the hive with the beekeeper. Sounds sweet, doesn't it? Well, remember to stick with us, because with us, you get to be exactly who you want to be.
That's been a little taste of what cool careers you can find in the film industry. If you want to ask us questions, download videos, explore further career options so that you can become who you want to be, or just find out more about something that interests you, go to bwywtb.co.za.